guys, welcome back to my channel, Kat here. It is definitely getting into sweater weather, but I have a cold, so I'm running a little hot. So I decided to wear this really adorable sweater that my sister gave me last year. It's totally inappropriate for the workplace at school, but I just love it so much. It's just like cut out on the shoulders and I'm just like, ooh, perfect for YouTube because I can't wear it in Japan. Anyway, getting on to my November TBR. So this month my TBR is going to be kept really low. I'm only going to try to read 5 books. If I read more, that's super amazing and I will be so proud of myself. But November is NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month, where you try to write 50,000 words by the end of the month, essentially a 200-page novel, and it is really intensive. So I don't want to put that big of a reading goal on myself. So I am planning to do weekly vlogs of NaNoWriMo and just kind of updates and how it's going and different things that I am stuck on plot and character development and that sort of thing. So I don't want to make my TBR too long so then it is unattainable, because writing that much, I think that the only time I will have for reading will be in transport to and from work. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the TBR. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Ruby by Cynthia Bond. So this was one of the books I picked up on my US haul in August. So in this book we follow Ruby, a woman who has run away from her hometown in Texas after a childhood full of violence and racism, and she has run away to New York City and she has made something of herself there. But something in her past calls her back to her hometown, and when she gets there she meets a boy that she knew in her childhood called Ephraim, and I think it is how much she is pulled into her past, or if she can let go and move forward into her new future. So I am going to buddy read this with my aunt, and I am expecting great things of it. I have heard great things about it. So this book is blurbed by Janet Fitch, who wrote White Oleander, which is one of probably my favorite books of all time. And again, I'm really looking forward to it, and I think that it will bring up a lot of very interesting topics for discussion. I think that this will be a great one to get into, and I can't wait. So moving on are 2 books in a series continuing. So last month I read Akira volumes 1 and 2, and now I'm borrowing volumes 3 and 4. So I'm not going to get into too much what happens in these volumes because it would kind of spoil what happens in the other volumes. So in Akira, we follow a boy whose motorcycle gang gets caught up in a government conspiracy, a government experiment. A being called Akira is going to be awakened and unleash massive powers upon the earth. And this book is a classic of manga, and when it came out it was made into a movie, but I believe that now the manga that I'm getting into is moving beyond the movie, so I'm really excited. How the anime to manga adaptation ended, I feel, is going to be different than how the manga actually ends. So I'm really looking forward to these, and always the covers are just really amazing. So there's Akira 3, and here's Akira 4. Yeah. So if you're into manga at all, especially classic Japanese manga, then I really recommend these. They are by Katsuhiro Otomo. So for my upcoming wedding, the wedding gifts that we are giving to all of our guests are books that we think that they would really enjoy, that we love, and we're going to write messages on the inside of each cover. If you are a reader yourself, I think that one of the greatest things is being able to think about someone that you really love and know well, and then thinking what kind of book you think that they would enjoy. So for everyone on my list, I have sorted out which book I want to give them, except for my sister. She just graduated university, and I want to give her a book that is really empowering and really like, go out there, go get them. And so I bought a few different books, and I need to read them first before I recommend them. So there are 2 books that I'm going to try to read this month, and if they are really good, I want to recommend them to her, or give them to her at my wedding. And so the first is Sweetbitter by Stephanie Danler. So in this book we follow Tess, who is a 22-year-old college graduate who lands in New York City, and she is trying to make her way. She has really big dreams, but she ends up starting at the bottom, working as, I believe, a waitress in a restaurant, and it kind of shows a life living in New York, high rents and rats and drugs and the music scene and the fashion scene and how her life basically is living in New York City. And so if this is really good, I think that this would be a great book for my sister because New York City is like one of the cities she loves the most in the whole world. Yeah, I guess I'm just a little worried about how realistic it will be, what kind of portrayals will be in here, so I need to read it myself, definitely, before I would recommend it. So the second book that I'm thinking of giving her is Girlboss by Sophia Amoruso. So this book is essentially the autobiography of Sophia Amoruso, and she dropped out of college and she started her own business selling vintage clothes on eBay, and which eventually turned into her own website, Nasty Gal, which is now worth over $250 million, I believe. So it is how to be an upstart, how to not give up on your dreams, and it really goes into the way in which she did struggle to achieve her success. And so I feel like I'm hoping that this one will be more realistic, whereas I think Sweetbitter is more of a fictionalized look at how glamorous life in New York City can be. So I'm not sure which one of these, but they both are awesome. Another one I'm thinking about is Wild by Cheryl Strayed. Completely different and not at all to do with New York City, but a book that I really love and kind of talking about finding your inner strength and going after what you want and not giving up when times are hard. If any of you have read either of these books, then please let me know down in the comments below which ones you would recommend, or if you have any books to recommend me other than the ones that I've talked about that deal with the issues that I'm looking for, then I would really, really appreciate it, because I'm trying to look for the perfect book for everyone to give them as a gift, and I just want to make sure that I choose a good book, which means I have to read them before I can recommend them. Yeah, but picking books for all the wedding guests was just like one of the highlights of the wedding planning process, so I'm really excited about that. Yeah, so this finishes up my November TBR, and I know that 5 books is kind of a small amount for what I would normally pick, but truthfully I'm a bit scared of NaNoWriMo, so I'm gonna try to take as much tension and as much stress off myself as I can, because I'm just worried that it will be a lot of late nights, because I do work full-time, so I get home around 5 every day, and I usually go to bed by 9:30, 10, because I need to get sleep to deal with the children. If you are going to be in NaNoWriMo, I wish you the best of luck, and I look forward to watching everyone's vlogs online of them either being so happy about their progress or being really stressed out or whatever. I feel like it's just a really good atmosphere that's going to get going in November, and I can't wait to give it a go. I'm going to do weekly vlogs, so please look out for those. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, then please give it a thumbs up or hit the subscribe button, and I will chat to you later. Have a most lovely day. See you. Bye.